Face forward, face backward, face forward, face backward. Howdy everybody, my hand goes off camera. Howdy everybody. Today is the 13th video we've done in the Thursday Train of Art.
Hey guys, this is Adrian.
And this is Cory.
Come on, Cory.
Okay, this is Cory.
Yeah, so we're here to remind you to leave a like.
And maybe a comment.
And I guess you could share it if you feel like it.
Or you could even subscribe.
Yeah, that too. Subscribing is good, because that's good for the algorithm, I think.
And our egos.
Yeah, especially those. Those are important. Okay, bye.
Today, I am, thank you sir and little sir, I am going to do something for the first time ever in all the world. Nobody's ever done this.
Yes!
I feel like maybe that could be a true statement. Probably not, but could be. I am going to take a photo. Well, actually, I can guarantee nobody's taken one of my photos and done this. I'm going to take a photo that I have taken, this gorgeous photo right here, of a little foster pup we had for a short period of time. We called him PJ. And I am going to attach it to this acrylic pour I did. So it has this really cool background, and then I'm going to pour resin over it, epoxy resin over it, and have it sealed. I did something somewhat similar to this in a previous video where I made a painting for Adrian. He'll link the video potentially. You should be able to find it. Where I took they were license plates, basically, letters from like license plate, or at least the materials, spelled out his name, and then resined over the piece and sealed them in, and turned out fantastic. I love the piece. It is probably my favorite piece I've ever made. It was a total experiment and it totally worked, and the stool is slowly going down, so take this ride with me as we go lower and lower. Whee! This goes real low. Okay, now we are at dwarf height. Well, I shouldn't say that. That's probably offensive. I'm sorry. Don't get us canceled, Adrian. You're the editor, so if it's in there, yeah, you. Right now, what I'm doing is taking isopropyl alcohol, spraying it on this paper towel, and just cleaning this off because this has had quite some time to dry and cure, and I just need to get the dust and whatnot off of it. I have watched many of videos of other artists who know what they're doing when they resin paintings, and they have said that all they use is isopropyl alcohol.
Oh boy, that's a tongue twister. Which
is super fun to say, not. And they just wipe it down, and that gets rid of pretty much all of the dust particles and oils and whatnot. You just give it a good little scrub-a-dub-dub. 3 men in a tub. Really weird rhyme that people say to their children. Wait, is that the rhyme?
Echo. Rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub? Question mark?
Ah, rub-a-dub-dub, 3 men in a tub. Did you know this nursery rhyme has a surprisingly risque past? Originally, it was about respectable tradesmen checking out maids at a fairground attraction. Over time, it evolved into the more innocent version we know today.
So, yeah, weird. I have got to decide which way but I'm trying to decide which is the better direction, like this. Sorry for flipping you all off, that was Adrian's idea. Like this. Again, Adrian told me to do that. I'm thinking I kind of like it the other way. No, I don't know. No, I think it's this way. I think this might be the right way. What do you think, Adrian? This way with all of the explosion down here coming from the bottom? Or would it be better if that was coming out the top? I think it might be better that... Oh, you do like it better this way? Okay. Oh, by the way, this is a metal picture. And I'm just going to use some painter's tape to stick it to the...
Sticking it to the man!
Canvas. That's pretty sure that's what I did with the license plate pieces. I'm using ArtistResin, epoxy resin. I use their calculator. Their calculator always overestimates how much resin I need. I don't know. Maybe I don't put a thick enough layer. I have no idea. But I'm also I've got 2 sets of coasters I need to resin, so I'm actually going to make technically a little bit more than they suggest for that, but my brain stopped working for a second. Oh, I'm going to do 6 ounces of epoxy resin, so 3 ounces of the hardener and 3 ounces of the actual resin. And then I use a little mixer tool because I can't be mixing like by hand for that long.
Me neither.
And what I do is I set a timer for 5 minutes, but really I mix until there are no striations in here, and I don't go crazy. There should be no striations, and you'll understand what that is. I also don't love to do a lot of bubbles. If you go really fast, you kind of make a lot of bubbles, and then you let it sit. But the longer you let it sit, the less playtime you have with it. And sometimes I like to make big batches.
How big?
And like resin 10 or so pieces when I do it. And if I'm making a big batch and resining a bunch of pieces at once, I need the time to be able to actually like go to each piece. And if I've like gone crazy and like really mix it up like aggressively rather than like slow and steady wins the race, then I lose a lot of time by just actually having to let it sit so that the bubbles will kind of work their way up. So anyways, I'm not a resin expert. I would recommend watching other channels that resin regularly if you're looking for more expertise than that. This type of resin is a 1-to-1 ratio. So I always put the hardener in first, but I will put on my gloves because I hate the sticky feeling. So with the magic bedding, I'll be disappearing. Bye! Oh, this is on. Okay, good. I was scared for a second. Gotta get low. So I can make sure I measure exact. Because this is a science, y'all.
Science?
He didn't say science. He said pie pants.
Pie pants.
We're cooking with gas, y'all.
Heck yeah, we are.
So now I'm adding just the plain resin. I have a feeling somebody doesn't write this down as well as I like to do. As he turns around in his chair. Alright, take my handy dandy wand science, y'all. Echo, 5 minutes.
5 minutes timer started.
Thank you. So I also have heard and read and all that stuff that like you scrape the sides and the bottom a bunch when you're like actually mixing, like making sure that you're getting the mixture actually mixed. But when you pour it, you don't scrape the bottom and the side. Because at that point, they might not be mixed. That might just be hardener, or it might and I'm just talking epoxy resin. I don't know anything about UV resin or other resins. There's lots of resins. Like the epoxy resin, like you don't scrape it supposedly because it could just be hardener that you're pulling out, or just the resin without the hardener, and it's not going to set right. So yeah, I don't scrape the sides once I'm done mixing. Echo dismiss. So I've got tons of bubbles because of course I did, but I don't see striations. But I'm gonna let this thing spin off for a second so it gets rid of the majority of the excess, and then set it off to the side. I'm gonna actually set it down because I'm gonna tap this.
It's an earthquake.
So I am going to let it sit off to the side for a minute while I also clean off my other coasters with isopropyl alcohol. So I've got some slate coasters, which I'm very interested in resining. I'll see how those turn out. We have a class coming up in April. We'll have a class making coasters. So I've been trying to make coasters every chance I get, every time I paint, basically. I'm just making coasters. All right, so let's take a look. It's still Bubble City. So I'm going to spritz a little bit. Okay, that helps. A little bit of the isopropyl alcohol helps to get rid of some bubbles too. I just realized that I need to make this taut again. I can see that it's sinking a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take it and I'm going to spray the back of this with some water and then blow it with a hairdryer to tighten it up. And so I'll be right back. It is taut again, which is good. You guys ready? Yeah. So I just pour around the outside. And well, just pouring it over my picture. And I'm just going to leave some in here. And I'm actually going to set these coasters underneath to catch the excess resin. Literally start to rub it around. And just start to push it off the edge a little bit, making sure it's getting everywhere. I'm trying to keep one hand clean, but you know I'm gonna have to end up getting this other hand dirty in a second. And just run your hand along the side. This is where you can really tell like if you need more on the side because it'll catch really easily. And I'm going to push really hard on the picture to make sure that it's sealed. And taking it over this side. Finally, and this resin is self-leveling, so you just rub it smooth, rub off the excess, and set it aside to make sure that it gets, make sure it's on a level surface, but make sure that it gets the chance to level itself out. Now I'm going to take that resin that I poured onto these and just instantly go straight to resin in these. Making sure that the top and the sides of these slate ones are coated. Not as worried about the sides of the wood ones because I like the wood ones to stay wood. So I'm gonna do another swipe along the side. Okay, so now I've got to torch everything. Get rid of those air bubbles. In my experience, and I don't know if this is good or bad, I found that burst torch, like the first burst out of the torch, gets more of the bubbles than just running it over. So that's why I press it so much. Okay, and I can see there are quite a few spots on the picture already that are missing some resin.
No, it can't be true.
So I'm gonna add some more. And this might just be a thicker layer from the picture because it is raised up a bit, so it makes sense. So it might have to just be a little bit thicker here. Now I get down low on these to like see if I see anything sticking out. I also want to make sure everything is level. I do like to try to make a run across the bottom occasionally to pull the drips, because if you just let the drips drip, they start to pull the resin off the side, which then pulls it off the top. That's science again.
Science!
Okay, and now you set a timer for every about 5 to 10 minutes to come check on these and torch them so that the air bubbles that are going to start to form, you can pop them. Okay, so I've got to put covers. Cool. So now I will let this sit, echo 7-minute timer, and I will be back in a flash to torch it some more, pop some more of these air bubbles I can already see forming, and then I'll do that 2, 3, depending on once I stop seeing air bubbles pop and I no longer see anything in it, then I let it just sit for a day, day and a half, and then we wash our hands and let it cure for a few extra days. And then we do the torch, which we'll show you as well, and we're good to go. All right, so this is them part way resined, like they're resin, but I'm still in the middle of torching them, like coming back in between. So they've gotten one round of torch, but they're looking pretty good. Like this has got a nice seal on it, like you can't see through that, so that's pretty good. It's looking good. I might have something here, guys. All right, I don't know who gave me that idea, but anyways, I'll show you guys when it's finalized next. All right, so here is the dried version of my resin pour. I've got a bunch of lights on. You'll see glares on purpose so you can see how shiny it is. That's why I have all of the lights on, so that you can see the shine. But I love how this turned out. I definitely think this is going to be something I'm going to start to offer my clients. But here are the coasters. They turned out pretty all right. You can see them glisten. These have a little bit more spots on them than I would like. I might end up sanding and redoing them, but this one I think is actually the texture of the wood. Right here, you see all those? I don't think that that is actually the resin. I think it's the wood, so I think it just needs a thicker layer of resin, so I might just end up doing that. So basically what I do is just get it in the light to see, yeah, it's like in the texture. These ones probably will get a resand and re-varnish. Yeah, these ones are phenomenal. These are Rockstar ones. I got a couple spots, but for the most part, they're just shiny and perfect. So set that aside. Looking beautiful. The slate ones turned out great, and they just glisten. Oh, that one got something. Got a couple spots on this one, but that might not be something I can fix. That might just be because of the slate. But this came out beautifully. There's a couple spots. Really, really nice. Just a few spots. Nothing really major. The sides look good. And the picture is sealed on beautifully. So that's great. Now, like I mentioned before, to get this off the back, so basically all I'm going to do is find where there's leverage. So there's leverage right here on this one. So I'm just going to torch this to loosen up this resin. And then I just come in here and be careful because it will be warm. And then I can just peel this off. Oh, sorry. Let's see, on camera. And then this is the same thing with the back of like a canvas. You do the same thing. And then see, now it's not peeling all the way off, so I just gotta torch again. Make sure you get, there you go, there we go. And I don't know if we're last or who came on before us, but make sure you watch Dave and Janice and Julie and Gert's videos. They had videos this week. The train is always random assortment of us.
Ain't that the truth?
So they're always fun videos to watch, so make sure you take time out of your day to watch their videos and give them a like and a follow. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my little resining adventure. And like I said, I'll probably maybe give these ones another go, because as you can see, the texture of the wood, because this is definitely the wood texture, it goes with the tract of the wood right there. I'll probably give those another go to make the resin a little thicker so it doesn't show the texture. But this turned out beautiful. I'm loving this. So I definitely think I will be displaying this at the event I have this week. Bye guys. Enjoy your day.